So today I want to discuss the lighting rig for your space. I made a three-dimensional model just so we can get a clearer picture of what we were talking about on Saturday and what we're thinking. Obviously, we saw a lot of cool things, and one of the things we talked about was instead of doing some down lights, kind of like battens or wash lights that are on the actual walls, which I feel like is not going to work for your situation because you are decorating the walls and the space needs to be used as, there's going to be tables, there's going to be things going on in the space. It's not just going to be an open dance floor. So one of the ideas we talked about was, if we take a look here, we talked about this idea of, let's do the top view, make a little more sense. We talked about this idea of putting wash lights a few feet from the walls on all sides, with the exception of the back. If this is your space, this is the big long bar, this is the short bar on the side, this is your stage, and this is that raised platform that's on the side by the windows. And so the idea here is to have wash lights that are around the edges so that they can be pointed at any object that you decide. So whether that's just washing the walls with color, or hitting a table, or hitting the dance floor, we can do that with a 3-truss system. It's basically just pipe truss. And this layout now has 12 fixtures plus 2 for the stage. I wanted to add 2 moving heads to the stage so you can spotlight your performers. And the cool thing about these fixtures is that they can be full wash at 55 degrees, 55-degree angle, or they can be beam of 5 degrees. So when you're doing dance club nights, they could be movers on the dance floor. Now the lights that I chose for this, let me put this back. The lights that I chose for this are the Vizi Hex 7s. And you can take a look at them here real quick, and I can send you this video if you want. But they're full RGB color, and they can go to full soft wash or down to a sharp beam. They have a bunch of color macros in them, which are, whatever, but they're full color. They're full RGB, white and amber. So you'll still get your white to be a true white, and the amber will be a nice amber too. So they have good color mixing. And that's them in the wash mode. Let's see if we can find them in the beam mode. So beam mode, they have sharper beams like that. So that'll be better for, the beams will be better for your dance floor situation, and the washes will be better for lighting any of the decor that you decide to put in your space. So I also wanted to show you the control system so you understand how someone that is part of your creative crew can set things up. And so right now when you see this, it's within the overall program of Chamsys Magic Hue, but what you'll see is actually on your touchscreen, it'll look like this. It's very similar to what I showed you in the TVR Club. And this is the basic control that I set up for you. Now, I can show you how some of this works so that it makes some sense to you. Let's pull the visualizer back up. Where is it? Okay, so you have full control over every fixture, or you have a global control for all of them. So like it's as simple as just pulling up the fader and then you get all your lights go on. But if instead of you doing all the lights, you wanted to just select one of the lights, they're each on their own fader. So that makes it easy to focus them on any spot you like. Now you also have full color control. So if we pull them up and you select all, you can go any of the colors that are pre-selected here. I do have a handful of colors that are the standard colors in most fixtures, but because these are RGB AWs and they're LEDs, you also could dial in any any color you want. And that's a little more complex to do, but if there's specific colors for a specific themed event, I can show you how to do that, or I can make a preset for that certain color for you. But you basically have all your colors just like a color, like a color picker. So it's pretty versatile in that way. But like I said, don't worry about all the background controls, because this is the main control that you'll be using. And you also have stuff that have like, color effects where there's chases of colors if you want them. And I can put all those in there for you. And then there's also the controls here to go from, a narrow beam. So that would be more like dance style. And then the wide beam. And then if you wanted, there's also full control over the zoom on all of these. So you can set each one individually or all as a group on how wide or how tight you want the beams. So that's pretty cool. And then you can, let's just clear. Okay. So then if we're doing something like, let's say you have a number of objects you want to be hitting on a wall, you can select one of them. You can then move the pan tilt to aim it anywhere you want. So you can, let's say you want to put this one on the wall here, and let's move it down, put it on the wall, right? So this will all be touchscreen, and you can put it anywhere you want within the club, and you can obviously change the zooms and all that stuff. And so, you can put something on the wall, you can choose another one, and you can put it on a dance floor. It really goes anywhere you want. And once you have all those in, you can record that as a scene so that you can recall that every night when you show up. And then when it comes to dance floor stuff, you'll have we have different positions. I mean, I can do like center line. I'll go to narrow, right? You could do stuff where you have spotted in the center. You can do movements. We have like different circles and all different types of movement stuff that I can program in. Once again, once we're in the space, we can decide what you want them to be. There's a whole bunch of options there. You also can do chase options where they're different flashing. There's really, the sky's the limit, but the idea is that these controls are your simple controls that'll get you through basic any night you want, depending on whether it starts out as an event and then turns into a dance club night. Now, the other thing that we have here, if we just clear this out, the other thing that we have is, let's turn them off, right? So the other thing we have is the last two on here. We can turn these off so we can see them. The last two in here, whoa, one's still going. The last two in here are your stage positions. And these will be stage washes. They're kind of hard to see. I'll put them on white maybe. Let's go white. White. A little hard to see because we're too bright, but let's take the visualizer down a bit, the room brightness. Right, so those are stage washes, and they can be set the same. They can be narrows, zooms, and then you can go to stage position, which is basically just highlighting your stage. We can take them down so they're more spotty. Yeah. So I just wanted to show you that so that you see if this is the idea that you want for, and obviously they can be any color you want. You can turn the colors to whatever ones you want, light blue, whatever. Right, so that you can make up all your controls on here, super simple. And then, if anyone wants to go deeper into it, you have the full control of the program, and that'll still be there for you. But this is the way that the screen will look on your touch screen for you to control. You won't need fader boards or anything like that. Everything will be simple touch activated on this screen. So anyway, if this idea is kind of what you're thinking about, I can send you the quote for how much this will cost. There's, like I said, in this example, there is, let's see, there's 12 lights. Oh, there's 12 plus 2. So there's 4 on each truss. piping, which will be on the ceiling. Now, don't as we know, the big chandeliers in the center, which is kind of why they're on the side, so it's not going to interfere. And I want to pull those two moving heads you have that are on the glass there down. That just doesn't make any sense to me. And then there'll be two on the stage that'll be moving heads so that we can spot whoever's on the stage and follow, not necessarily follow them, but can focus lights on whatever position they want. And if there's a band or whatever, we can just watch the stage with color too. So that's going to be your basic lighting setup. So I will send that over to you and let me know if that's what you want. There's obviously a million other options. We'll add a hazer in there just so that if you do dance club nights, you can get your beam colors, and we can go from there. Yeah, so that's about it. Anyway, I'll send that over soon. All right, peace.